Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ma'am and friends. Firstly, let me introduce myself and my group members. I'm Dini Puspita Putri as a moderator, and there are Iya Anissa and Fitriani Siregar as a member. In this presentation, we would like to discuss about reference and Deixis. The first material will be explained by Fitriani Siregar. Time is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Reference. Reference is commonly construed as an act in which a speaker or writer uses linguistic form to enable a listener or readers to identify something. Next, there are three types of reference. First, generic and non-generic reference. The meaning of the notion generic, not really synonymous with general, can be understood by observing the following. The cat is a nice pet. A cat is a nice pet. Cats are nice pets. Each of the sentence may be used to assert a generic proposition. That is a proposition which says something, not about this or that group of cats or about any particular individual cats, but about the class of cats as such. In other words, the entity cats in the above sentence in reference to a class of reference. Second, definite and indefinite reference. And the last, specific and non-specific reference. In order to identify whether a reference has a specific or not non-specific reference, it is of importance to understand the discourse rather than the expression of the referent per se. It is the discourse that determines the specific or non-specific of a reference. Next, there are three types of reference. First, unique and non-unique reference. A reference has a unique entity or unique set of entities. If its referring expression has fixed reference, those entities like the Rocky Mountains, the larva, the Pacific Ocean, German, designate unique entities that can be found only in certain places, and knowledge of it is part of one's general knowledge. Next, concentrates and abstract reference. Concrete reference are denoted by concrete or tangible objects such as book, lamp, tree, brick, whereas the abstract ones are designated by abstract or intangible entities such as beauty, democracy, knowledge, philosophy. It is interesting to note that lexemes with different kinds of denotation, lexemes with different kind of denotation generally occurs in different kinds of utterance and may have different effect and on other lexemes. Next, countable and non-countable reference. It is the property of noun phrase that merit the notion countable and non-countable, both of which can be concrete and abstract. Concrete countable expressions are those that are separate from one another, and those that can ordinarily be counted one by one. The next material will be explained by Ianisa.
Okay, thank you, Fitriani. Another, the use of an expression whose interpretation depends upon another expression in context. In a lengthy discussion of textual cohesion in English, classify reference into two types, exover and endover. When we utter his shirt or your ankle, we refers to some entity in the real world.
Real-world reference is called extrovert reference, but we can also refer to the reference in the text item using linguistic means. A reference in the text is called endophoric reference. Cataphora. The notion cataphora is less common in use than that of anaphora. Cataphora is the relations between an anaphoric expression and an extended the command letter. For example, I turned to the corner and almost stepped on it. There was a longer snake in the middle of the verb. Next, deixis is a branch of linguistics, namely pragmatics. The word deixis comes from the Greek deictitos, which means things of direct apartment. A word is said to be the deictic if its reference move of the chains, depending on the times and the place where the word is spoken. Next, there are five types of deixis. One, person deixis. Second, social deixis. Third, spatial deixis. Fourth, temporal deixis. And the last, discourse deixis. Okay, the next material will be explained by Dini Puspita Putri.
Okay, Yanisa, thank you. Um, okay, guys, I will present about Dexis. The first one is person Dexis. Personal Dexis concern the encoding of the participants in the speech, even in which the utterance in question is delivered. The category of personal divided into three: first persons, second persons, third persons, and for clarity, we have a look to example of personal Dexis below. She wants to get the best score in the final exams. Second one is social Dexis. Fillmore in Levinson state that social Dexis concern that aspect of sentences which reflects or establish are determined by certain realities of the social situation in which the speech acts occurs. Some example of social Dexis in the form of respect for the exalted person include restrictions on the title address such as Your Honor, Your Royal Highness, and My President. Third, spatial deixis. Place deixis relates to understanding the locations on the space or place used at the location where the speaker participates in the conversations. The place deixis can be seen from the use of demonstrative pronouns such as the words this and that, and can also be seen as demonstrative adverbs that represent places like here and there. For example, there you go. Fourth is temporal deixis. Time deixis refers to the time relative to the time and conversation is taking place. There are several words that include time deixis, including now, yesterday, tomorrow, today, months, afternoon, and attitude. For example, tomorrow is Sunday. And the last one, there is discourse deixis. Discourse deixis is actually a linguistic device used to design an entity in the discourse. The linguistic devices can be the deictics, expressions, this and that. The expressions here be and the explicit performative sentence and sentence adverbs such as therefore and furthermore. For example, I was born in Indonesia and I have lived here all my life. And that was an amazing day. And the last example is this is a great story. Okay, guys, I think that's all from our group. And we can conclude in the realm of language pedagogy, where teachers play a central role as knowledge transmitter, terminological confusion abounds. The confusion may be due to a lack of adequate understanding of the specific terms of the subject they teach. This, this material has presents and comprehensive discuss some important semantic notions such as a reference, referent, anaphora, and deixis. A true understanding of these notions can help teachers enrich their insights into semantic. Okay, guys, if you have comments, suggestions, and adding some material, please join this forum. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.